He's a local attorney with a famous family name, but now Mark Bernstein is making a difference in a very different way.
Having the opportunity to save somebody's life is a real blessing that I'm very, very grateful for.
Mark Bernstein is well known to many people as part of the Sam Bernstein law firm and as a member of the U of M Board of Regents.
But this blessing, as he calls it, has nothing to do with either of those roles. Our Dr. Frank McGeorge is here with this story and how all of this started with a phone call.
Yeah, that's right. You know, it was a phone call out of the blue telling Mark that he was a potential match for a patient who needed a bone marrow transplant. They wanted to know if he would be willing to help save someone's life.
It's an amazing thing to get a phone call from a stranger telling you that you have the opportunity to potentially save somebody's life, a stranger's life.
Mark Bernstein doesn't even remember joining the bone marrow registry, but he did 15 years ago while he was working at the White House for the Clinton administration.
I don't recall where or exactly when. That shows how simple a process it is.
To join the registry requires just a swab from the inside of your cheek. All these years later, Mark is a match, and someone's life depends on it.
It could be a young child, it could be a person with children, it could be someone with a husband or a wife, grandparents.
Mark agrees to undergo further testing, including blood work, a full physical, and chest x-ray at Karmanos. He passes everything with flying colors and agrees to be a donor.
If this were me or my wife or my children or my parents or my friends, I would pray that somebody would be willing to go through this.
In the 4 days leading up to the donation, Mark receives a daily shot of a drug to increase the number of stem cells in his blood.
You may feel a little tired the next day. Some people do.
On the morning of the donation, he arrives early at the Karmanos Cancer Institute. Now, many people expect the process to be painful. That's because years ago, doctors collected bone marrow in the OR by drilling into the patient's hip bone. Well, these days, the majority of donations, including Mark's, are made by collecting stem cells from the blood in a process called apheresis.
I will program the machine to collect blood cells.
That's what we want to get.
Right, yes, we're targeting the immature cells.
It can take up to 6 hours to collect enough cells. Mark's family helps him pass the time. Now, a courier is waiting inside the hospital to fly Mark's stem cells to the patient.
They'll have a bigger IV. You have small IVs in your arm. They have a bigger IV line either in the arm or up in the chest, and they just let them flow in like a blood transfusion.
Bone marrow transplants can treat and even cure a long list of health problems, including leukemias, lymphomas, blood diseases, and inherited metabolic disorders.
It's the most amazing gift that they can give somebody. It's giving a new life to somebody.
But about 30% of patients, often minorities, will not find a match on the registry.
We still need more people, especially ethnic minorities, to sign up on the registries.
Mark hopes sharing his experience will encourage others to join.
If we can just get a few more thousand people registered, or 10,000 or 100,000, there's no question that that will save lives.
He wrote a note to his recipient. It reads in part, "I am sending every ounce of energy and prayer to you for complete healing. May God strengthen you and those who tend to you. With love and gratitude, your donor match."
But I feel truly just really blessed to be and grateful to be a part of this process. And I hope, God willing, that I'll meet this person and that they'll be healthy and recovered, in a year's time, and we'll be able to celebrate this.
And we want to make it easier for you to join the bone marrow registry as well. All it takes is a little swab like this of the inside of your cheek. And we have teamed up with Be the Match and Wolverines for Life to have 2 bone marrow drives tomorrow. One in Ann Arbor at the Michigan Union and one in Detroit outside our Local 4 studios as part of Plaza Days. You do need to be between the ages of 18 and 44, and you need to be in good health. If you don't meet those requirements, though, you can, of course, still donate money to help add more people to the registry. And if you can't make it tomorrow, you can also join online.